All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another episode of We Create Music TV. I, of course, am your host, B. Vaughn. And man, today we got an amazing guest with us today. We have multi-platinum music producer and sound designer, Lonestarr Muzik. Y'all give it up for my guy. Man, welcome, brother.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me through, man.
Yes, sir, man. I'm glad to have you on the show finally. Like, yes, sir. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you,
indeed, man.
man. So let's just jump right into it, brother. For those who are watching, those who are going to be watching, later on, just kind of just talk to us about your musical journey. How'd you get started?
Man, it's really been like a lifelong journey, bro. I started I started out rhyming, you know what I'm saying? Back in probably like the end of probably junior high, you know what I'm saying? So from junior high, just, loving writing and rapping, you know what I'm saying? That's the beginning, that's the genesis of it.
Okay, so you started out pretty much as an artist before you.
Started out, yes, indeed.
Yeah, man. So how did you go from being an artist to now being a producer? I mean, unless you still, performing your artistry.
I mean, I do a little bit of both. But so going into production, it was a little later in my career. Probably, well, at that point I was like 19.
Hmm.
When I delved 19, 20 when I delved into production, and but I always like had a passion or interest for it. You know what I'm saying? Just loving beats. Coming up as a kid, man. And I
Mm-hmm.
think one of my first one of my first CDs that I bought was or two. One of the first CDs I bought two CDs, man. It was Juvenile 400 Degrees,
Hey.
and it was Dr. Dre's Chronic 2001. I thought it was the album, but it was actually the instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm getting both, you know what I'm saying, the best of both worlds, this
Mm.
classic album from Juvenile, and then sitting here dissecting and listening to Dre beats. You know what I'm saying? So being at that age, I think at that time I was probably like 11, 12, you know what I'm saying, listening to that and not even knowing that it was going to be my future, you know what I'm saying? So like when I turned 20, I kind of always, you know what I'm saying, had a knack for it in terms of like, the particulars and sound selection was studying the greats, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it was just a natural transition from being an artist into producing.
Man, so do you think that's important for others to kind of study the greats? I don't know if most people today kind of listen to music from back in the day, right? So you had Juveniles. That was an amazing album when
Yeah,
Juvie dropped that. Uh,
yeah.
but I mean, do you think that's important for other artists to kind of go back and study and learn from the past so that they can be better in the future?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? We're all just recycling or, taking on the energy of what was
Mm,
and putting our own spin onto it and making it something new. So for sure, I,
mm.
I definitely recommend studying. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way you know where you're going to in the future if you look in the past, you know what I'm saying, to see what it was.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree that because there's things that you can learn from music. I guess I would say back in my day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up listening to NWA. I mean, like when NWA came out, like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I remember. And
Yeah.
now I'm where I am now. I still listen to music from back at that time because
No facts.
the music back at that time kind of had meaning and purpose for me. I mean, I ain't gonna try to say too much about the past of the things that I
Nah,
used to do back in the day, but
yeah, man.
I'm saying the music back then got me through a lot of stuff, right? And
Definitely.
so I do think it's important for artists today to kind of go back and pay homage to the people who paved the way. And so, but man, I've interviewed a lot of people, and that's kind of been the majority of their trajectory. A lot of them maybe started off as an artist, and then they kind of
Yeah.
dabbled into production. So for you getting in production, was it because the availability of music wasn't around, or you knew what your style was of music that you wanted to kind of have, and people weren't creating it? So what kind of fueled that energy for you to say, hey, you know what, I need to do some production?
Uh, man, just actually a cousin of mine, bro. Being around my cousin, because he was doing a lot of the beats for us while we was rhyming, and
Ah, okay.
his beats was horrible, fam. But it's like it made me such a better. It made me such a made me develop and get better with my lyrics. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because it's like I had to shine on these trash beats to make somebody be interested in listening, right? But yeah, man, just being around him, like he actually gave me FL Studio 3.5.
Mm.
And I didn't take it serious until, you know what I'm saying, a whole who Lord knows how many years later. I think I was 15 when I was messing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then it came back around 5 years later when I was 20. But yeah, just being around my cousin KD.
Okay. Yeah, man, it's funny you say the beats were trash in the beginning. I mean, because when you
Yeah.
think about it, like the first beats that we probably made as producers, they weren't the dopest, firest beats that we could have ever made. And so, I mean, if I go back and listen to the
Right.
first beats I've ever made, it's like, oh man, these motherfuckers is garbage. Like, who made this? Like, what was I thinking about when I made this? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
The idea was there, but we just didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And look, what I
Yeah.
find amazing is that sometimes if you actually go back now, because you progressed so far in your career, that when you go back now to listen to some of those, you can pick out certain elements and go, well, that wasn't that bad. If I take this
Right.
and kind of tweak it and add maybe some different sounds to it, it probably could be really dope. But
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I tell people don't throw away stuff, because you can
Mm-mm.
always go back and kind of recycle
Yeah,
beats and
man.
all that stuff, man. Yep.
It goes back to pulling from the past and making something new. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Pulling from the past and making something new. I think because you spoke about that, and one of the things that I've learned is that music is cyclical, right? So, you know, we music always goes through some type of cycle. There's a book that I read a while ago called "The Song Machine." I mean, I don't know if you ever
Mm,
read that book, but man,
I need to check it out.
that's a great book. And they talk about the book is all about creating a song writing powerhouse team, right? And it starts off with the guys over in Sweden. I think they were in Sweden, wherever Max Martin is from, right?
Hmm.
So him and his mentor, and so they talk about this whole thing in the Song Machine. But in there, they talk about how music is cyclical. That
Yeah.
every, I'll say, 10 years or so around there, that music goes through this little cycle, and we find ourselves kind of back at, the origination of where music is. And so I think we're at a point now where it's getting back to the roots of where music started from. Like that sound, that real instrumentation, that real music is coming back. And the reason why I say that,
Right.
because I just heard that Silk Sonic song, but Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
Yeah, man.
Man, that it takes you back to
Yeah.
that time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so
man.
so let me ask you, right? As a multi-platinum producer, and we'll get into all that, how that came about and stuff. What do
Right.
you think of today's? I always ask people, what do you think of today's music, and kind of what do you think is either, the pros and cons of it, right? I just want to get your perspective on that. What are some of the pros and cons of today's music scene?
Man. It's progressed a lot. In terms of technology and where technology is taking it. It's making it to where it's just you got to think beyond um, the plain old artistry that we knew, or just ways of being an artist that we knew coming up, right? So that's a pro. You know what I'm saying? Forever expanding and not staying in a box. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's good. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you have the music that's being created right now. Well, I ain't gonna say it. It changed for the worse because it's really about the same. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? It was back in the day. It was horrible music
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. It was good music back in the day too. So it's about the same. Really, nothing has changed in
Mm-hmm.
terms of that. But the technology has made it better. I say that.
So do you think with the modern technology that we have today, that it kind of made it easier for people to step into this realm of being a producer, or at least calling themselves a producer?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has. And it kind of leveled the playing field too. You know what I'm saying, in terms of marketing and being able to
Mm.
connect with people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? On in a more genuine space. Because you have stars being made literally from their phone. From a device that's in their hand, bro. You know,
That's
and
right.
so it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, I think we all have access to the same type of technology,
Mm-hmm.
but our ability to use them effectively to get what we truly need out of it, I think that a lot of people don't take advantage of those types of things, right? I mean, we all got iPhones, but we
Yep.
see that certain people can use their iPhones in ways that other people can't, or they are learning and grasping technologies in ways that others can't, and you kind of see them progressing. And and I always go back to to say, where do people learn how to do those types of things? Because outside of YouTube, before YouTube, I mean, we didn't have any YouTube, right? And
Right.
so record company back in the day, record companies did all those things for you, and now people are having to do all those things themselves.
Right. Right. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of talk about that. Talk about you yourself as a producer, and let's take a step back, a step back for a moment. How did I want to know? I think I know the story, but because I think I heard S1 talk about it. But how did you
Yeah.
get involved with S1, and how did you start building the relationship with him to kind of get to where you are today? So talk about how that whole thing transpired with him.
Well, man, it started just being out in the producer community in Dallas, man. What I'm saying, just building and connecting with all of the brothers in the city, man. I saw S out at many events, you know what I'm saying? He definitely used to judge a lot of beat battles that I would be in back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
with all of the people in the city of Dallas, man. So I think that was one of the things that connected us, you know what I mean? Just always seeing him out and showing respect and love, you know what I'm saying?
Mm. So but I mean, like, how did you? Now I've seen S1 at. I mean, I don't have a connection with S1. I guess. I mean, we follow each other on Instagram and stuff. I've spoken to him a couple of times, taken a couple of pictures with him at ASCAP and some of the iStandard events. But how did that take place? Did he kind of reach out to you? Did you kind of reach out to him?
Oh
How
yeah,
did?
for sure.
Yeah.
So it actually happened at an iStandard event.
Okay.
We was out, man. I think it was the night I want to say it was 2017, 2017, yeah. That was honoring DLC that night. And SA came to me, man. Because he, of course, like I said, he saw me out doing battles and just kind of building my brand, man. And he took notice of that, man. And so he was like he was watching me for a few months, you know what I'm saying, and just seeing how I conducted and how I carried myself. But it was that night, you know what I'm saying, when he had came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, we got to get some work in, bro." And I
Mm,
was like, "Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely with it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely not the type of guy, like, I stay to myself, bro. I don't, if I see somebody,
mm-hmm,
like I say, I'll salute them and then keep it moving, because I don't want to be that guy that just bug people, you know what I'm saying? But
mm-hmm.
my bad, hold on. But I'm sorry.
Are
Uh,
you good?
okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So so when he saw me, he was like, "Yeah, man, we got to work and get some work in." I was like, "All right, cool, bet." But I didn't take it serious at first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was kind of just like in shock. I thought he was just, you know what I'm saying? He was just
Mm,
saying it, whatever, but it
mm-hmm,
wasn't. It's not that type of thing. He reached out to me. His wife reached out to me actually.
mm,
And she was like, "Hey, bro, here's the email. Send a couple ideas through." and I sent a couple ideas through. And then after sending those ideas, I just started consistently sending ideas through. And
Mm.
then it came a time to where he was like, "Yeah, man, you got to come through the crib and let's collaborate on some things." And that's what started. It started in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the fact that you have a
Hold on, one second. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, you good.
My bad, y'all.
Look, I know how it is. Look,
Yeah.
yep. Now, what I was saying is, it's a good look that you have a community, and I'm going to ask you about this in a moment, of people that you're with, that you can work with, and you have a person like S1 who's there, a genuine person like S1 who
For
is there,
sure.
kind of connecting people together, and kind of being like a leader and a forerunner for the city of Dallas and a lot of other people who are coming up. Because people have been watching Dallas. If people don't know, for those of you who are watching, going to be watching in the future, Dallas is, man, I don't even know how to describe the talent and the scene that's going on in Dallas, and the explosiveness of just the community that you guys have there. So kind of talk about that. Talk about that music scene in Dallas. What is that like, and how do you guys really just kind of come together and connect and kind of build with one another? I think that's a man.
Yeah, man, it's all brotherhood. It's no egos, bro. Like we all been knowing each other for, man, Lord knows how long. You know what I'm saying? So we all came up through the ranks, man, and cheering each other on. While whenever one person had their run, man, we cheered each other on, bro, and saluted them in respect. So it's always been that love. So it just happened naturally, man. I say it really became really really close in about it came really really close about 2013, and that's when the beat battling, you know what I'm saying, circuit or beat battling for the city of Dallas. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's always been a thing, but it became like a really big thing when everybody in our peer group was doing it
Mm.
together and
Mm.
forcing it. You know what I'm saying, and creating from that space of unity, man. It was just a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing.
Yeah, man, cause you got guys out there like yourself, of course. You got Sick With It that's out there.
Sick
You
with
got
it.
like
Yep.
I'm gonna name all the people that you know that's out there. You can't. But you know what I'm saying? But y'all got some crazy talent out there between
Mm-hmm.
yourself, Sick With It, the Kraken, Fred Bruno. Oh my gosh, there's so many people that I could name. Just like
Biggie, October 1st. You know what I'm
October
saying?
1st, Brown Roy. I mean, like
Yep.
S1, and then you got, oh my
Yep.
gosh, it's just
His son. You
his
know what I'm
son,
saying?
Vaughn
Yep.
Beats. Like y'all
Yep.
just got so many talented people out there. But the community, it's not just the talent, it's the community that
Oh
I
yeah.
see that is different from the other places that I've been to and people that I know in different cities. You have a true camaraderie with one another. It's not anything that's, from my perspective, what I've seen and the people that I've talked to, because I've gone to a whole lot of iStandard beats. That's kind of how I met everybody, through Hatch and through Sis, and like I've seen y'all at a lot of these events, and I've seen the genuineness that it has in all of you. And a lot of cities don't have that.
Oh
Like a lot
man.
of cities don't have that. So yeah, like I've lived in a few of them, right? But the camaraderie, I mean, literally, I've lived in a city where it's like a bunch of people knew each other, they grew up together, they made music together, and they were like, yeah, man, we hardly ever talk to each other. And it's like, what? Wait a minute, how's that even possible?
Right.
Like, how is that possible? We all do music together, the same type, and y'all rarely communicate with one another or hang
It's
out
crazy.
with one another.
It's
It's
crazy, bro.
it's so
But if you
crazy to
look
me.
at if you look at hip hop history, bro, and really how it all panned out, a lot of people was really just like working with their peers or just
Mm-hmm.
had not too many degrees of separation from each other. Like you think about it, like Big Daddy Kane and Jay Z and Rakim is not that far apart from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like LL Cool J, they not that far from each other in terms of age range, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and they all worked. I mean, they didn't. Some of them worked together, but then again, you had some of them just like working in the
Mm-hmm.
mix around each other, bro. So and like all of that, you know what I'm saying, is what inspired them to grow and be great about seeing their peers and everybody that's around them, you know,
Mm.
grow into whoever they're gonna become, right? But the thing is, you know what I'm saying, like the people who are all in the city are all tied in some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Family and Outkast, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these people came up amongst each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So in that same vein, what do you think it takes in order to reach that type of community? I mean, what do you think it takes? So it's a two-part question. So what do you think it takes to meet that type to get that type of community? And how do producers such as yourself work with other producers in a collaborative way? So I guess two-part question.
I mean, it's really just organic, just building organic relationships, bro, and removing the egos, man. Like it's everybody's, man. I know for Dallas, you had no choice but to remove your ego, man. Everybody
Yep.
goes so hard, bro. Everybody's dope. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
ain't no room for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing but just respect the dudes and the talent that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I say, just build on that organic relationship and work, you know what I'm saying, whenever the time permits, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm. Yeah, uh, in the conversation of music production that I did, I had Focus on there, I had Willpower on there, and I had another
mm-hmm.
good friend of mine, Lionel Cohen, and they talked about that. They talked about like the first thing is that ego got to go. Like the
Gotta
ego
go.
has to go. And you know what's really weird? This is I find that's why I said what I said about S1, that he's a very genuine individual.
Mm-hmm.
He has tons of accolades, right? Tons. But he's a very humble, genuine, friendly, charismatic person.
Yeah.
And I find that people who have reached certain levels are very humble. And people who
Yep.
haven't reached certain levels are very haughty and not so humble. And I just always
Yep.
find it very interesting that you think it would be reversed. I've reached this level. I work with this caliber of people, and who are you? Like, get away from me. Don't you know
Right.
who I am? But I don't find it that way. I find that people who've reached a certain level are eager and hungry to meet others. They are willing to give of their time. They are willing to kind of teach back. And
Yep.
yeah, and that's why I said what I said about S1, because I've known him to be that. Now, I've met him several times. We've never really had, real giant conversation like that. But I just picked that up from him. And
Oh yeah.
I, I picked that up from people that he surrounds himself with, such as yourself. Like I said, I've been watching your journey on Instagram, and it's been an amazing, amazing journey. People don't know. Go back and look at his journey. It's remarkable. And man, I salute you just for what you've been
Much
doing,
respect.
and the hustle that you've been putting in. But
Much
and
respect.
that's yeah. In that same vein, man, I got a question for you because I want to go back to something that you said, which
Gotcha.
was, you built your brand, and they started to take notice, and they started to ask you, okay, can you send us some stuff? So, in what ways did you build your brand in order to be able in order to make that happen? What were some of those key things that you did to say, like, boom, here's who I am?
Right. I mean, like I say, definitely the beat battling, man. Getting out and networking with people and showing up to those events. Because normally I don't even come out the house, bro. You know, so I'm such an introvert. I think all producers are introverts, right? But yeah, I don't even come out the house half of the time, but going out, you know what I'm saying? Going out and getting in those beat battles and showing showing what I have talent wise. And then on top of that, um, when I delve into selling beats online and selling drum kits and stuff like that, going into sound design and just really just moving from an authentic space. You know what I'm saying? Is really what just got me recognized. But those are the things that definitely was what helped me out. You know, building the online store, all that stuff, and
Mm.
posting and showing my consistency and sound. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That was one of the things that S definitely let me know. He was like, man, everything that you send me or everything that I've heard from you has been real consistent, bro. Like you're
Mm.
good.
Yeah, that's what's up, man, because I don't think a lot of people realize, I mean, we hear it all the time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. But what does it really mean to be like to be consistent? You know,
Yeah,
is it I'm making beats and sending beats out every day? Is it, do I post certain things at a certain time every week? And I guess you have to define kind of what that consistency is
right.
for each person and what they're doing. But I think the lesson of what you're talking about is there has to be some level of consistency. You can't be, the person who just does it once and then 3 months later you do it again. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to be consistent in what you're presenting as far as your brand. And yeah, a lot of producers are introverts. I'm not one.
Yep.
I'm not one. I am probably the most extroverted producer that, man. But that's just
Yeah.
in my nature. Like I'm just an extroverted person. I love meeting
Yeah.
people and I love talking to people. I love going to events. So I'll be glad when, man, we can actually get back to seeing
Right.
people in public and going to real events. And I miss that. I miss that human connection
Yep.
with others. But I think building your brand is important. And I think when
Most
other
definitely.
people take notice, is I got this. I haven't played it yet, but people know what this is. That's the gym sound. When we start
Yeah.
dropping gems, they gotta really listen in because
Word.
yeah, I mean, but it does take that. It takes building effective relationships, but sustainable
Mhm.
relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Like
definitely.
you gotta be sustainable. It can't just be that relationship where it's very transactional. I get this from
Yep.
you, I give this to you, you get this from me, and then that's the extent of our relationship.
Yep.
I think in this music industry, in order to be a survivor or somebody who's going to go to that, whatever that level may be, you need others to do it. You got to have a
You
team of
got
people to do
yeah.
it.
Gotta
Yep.
have people to do it.
You got to have people to do it. So, man, so let me ask you, what do you think it takes for someone to be successful in this music industry?
That's it right there, man. That's it right there, bro. That's what
Mm,
changed my life. Those relationships. You know what I'm saying? Meeting S is definitely what, you know, took me to the next level in my
mm.
career, bro. As much as an introvert I am and I'd rather stay in the house, you know what I'm saying? Even though it worked to my advantage, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Doing what I did, and got me in rooms with really incredible people. Those relationships, you gotta, that's the only way you're gonna get to your blessing, man, is
Mm.
um, through people. Not necessarily the people being the blessing to you, but you get your blessings through people. And it's I think that's in this book I got called the Abundance
Mm.
book. You know what I'm saying? Where it talk about that. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
no way. It's all through relationships, man. That's key.
Yeah, that's key. I don't think people really consider that because, you get a lot of impersonal things taking place, right? A lot of impersonal transactional things. And I mean, I'll be honest, I get stuff in my DM and I just delete it.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's just so impersonal. It's just so, check out this new song.
Yeah.
I may be willing to actually check out that new song, but it seems like it's so much just spam, and I don't think people really
Yeah.
take the time to cultivate those relationships because we live in this very fast-paced society. And
Yeah,
so
man.
I believe that people just really want to kind of just, here it is, boom, let me move on to the next person. Maybe that's who can give me my shot. And not really
Yeah.
knowing that the person that they're speaking with may be the person that can
Yeah.
kind of lead them to their blessing. And so,
Big facts, man. Big
yeah,
facts.
yeah. So for you, man, building those relationships has put you in rooms with people and it has got
Mhm.
you some incredible placements.
Indeed.
Some incredible
Yes,
placements,
it
man. So
has.
talk about how those placements came about with Eminem, with Reason from TDE, with man. There's a whole list of people.
Yeah, man. Like I say, it's all those relationships. Of course, S1. You know, him working, you know, him having a previous history of working with Eminem. You know, it was just crazy how everything aligned when I started working with him. And that
Mm-hmm.
was the person who was looking for music, you know what I'm saying, which afforded the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, for me to even be, you know, present for that situation to even
Mm-hmm.
go. You know what I'm saying? I can't even, it was God, bro. Like God aligned that
Hey,
perfect. You know what I'm
hey.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time, it's crazy because those were one of the first two beats that I sent is, you know what I mean? Two placements that I got back to back, man. It was a beat called Sun Up, and then there was another one I had called Zach Morris. Sun Up was the one that M got, you know what I mean? And Zach Morris was the one that Lil Xan had got. But actually, both of those ideas I had intended, you know what I'm saying, or I had in mind, okay, these are beats that I'm going to send for Lil Xan, right? So in December, Larry had hit me, or S had hit me and told me, well, you know, Lil Xan got this joint.
The
And
government.
yeah, man, this he said Lil Xan got this joint and he's gonna rock
Mm-hmm.
this one. So I was like, great, man, this is crazy. And mind you, you know what I'm saying? Um, to go back during that time in December, that was right around the time when that was December 2017. So that was right around the time when Eminem had dropped Revival. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And so months later, you know what I'm saying, like right when the Lil Xan record had came out, because it came out like April of 2018, that following month, or actually at the end of that month, at the end of April, S had sent me a text. Um, I don't know why I keep doing it. S had sent me a text
Mm-hmm.
uh, from Tracy over at Shady, and it said, "Hey, do you have the stems for this beat?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got the stems for this beat," and it was the Sun Up beat. I was like, "Wow, he picked this
Ah.
beat." You know what I'm saying? And what is he doing still rapping right now? Didn't he just drop Revival? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it was
Mm-hmm.
like like M never stopped
He
working
never
after
stops.
Revival. He never stopped working after Revival. So I had to keep my mouth shut the whole
Mm.
time. April of 2018, I knew, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I was so tunnel, like I was so focused in tunnel vision on really just growing because I'm, you know, I'm afforded this opportunity to live out my dreams and actually be a professional producer. That even like when Larry would or when S would send me when S would send me like text messages where it's like when he would send me text messages where it's like, man, we got this, we got that, we got all this, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It's like I see it, but then it didn't hit me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Mm.
So, you know, like I say, in May of 2018, that's when I knew, like, oh man, this could possibly be something. So, you
Yeah.
know, it was just so much going on in 2018, all the way up
Mm.
until like August. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And August was a very powerful month for me, man. I did like a 3-day fast at the beginning of that month,
Mm.
and then not even knowing at the end of the month, Eminem finna drop this album. So I did a 3-day fast at the beginning of the month, and then like any ideas that Essa send me, like I would knock them out immediately and send them. Like
Right.
I,
Right.
just moving at a rapid pace. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Not even knowing I'm moving with the energy of what's to come. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it came and I was like, wow, you know. So I think I cried the day it came out because I was like, wow, man, you know what I'm saying. He called me, he was like, man,
Mm.
congratulations, bro. I was big boo-hooing on the phone. You can ask him and his wife, man. I was crying
You're like,
hard as hell.
oh my God, we did it.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm waiting. Look,
man.
I'm
It
still
was,
waiting for that day. I'll probably cry too.
man,
Like,
bro. It's
right.
a beautiful
I mean,
thing.
I've worked with independent artists and artists who are not known and coming up, and some artists who are known in their city and they're big in their city. But to have a major placement like that, yeah, I haven't gotten that yet. And
Yeah,
so
man.
me and my partners, we kind of working on that. You know what I'm saying? We about to really grind hard to kind of make that happen. But I'm
Hey,
probably
man.
gonna boohoo I'm probably gonna boohoo. See, one of my partners has already done it. He's already produced for a big name person, but yeah, me no. I'll
It's
probably cry.
hey,
I'll
bro.
probably cry and fall out.
Bro, trust it'll come, and bro, once it do, bro, hey, big tears, bro, let them roll, bro, let
That's
them
right.
roll, let them come on out, bro.
You know what's so awesome about that, and you hear the stories about it, is that it takes one. Is that true? It just
Yeah,
takes one.
yeah, it literally takes one. You know what I'm saying? It literally takes
Mm,
one, bro. That's literally all it takes. And yeah, man, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like wow, bro. Like I really got a record with somebody who I used to listen to as a child. You know
right.
what I mean? Not even knowing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, this is gonna, I'm gonna work with this guy sometime in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it takes one, bro. It takes one for you to, like, you can believe, you know what I'm saying? Really, as long as you have that belief and then you finally get that one, it's like, mind blowing. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Yeah, I can't wait. But man, salute to you, brother. That's what the hard work pays off. And then you get to see the
Facts.
fruit. You get to see the fruits of your labor and the time, the energy, the sleepless nights, and being up while your family sleep and putting in that hard work. And now you're able to reap, benefits from it. So that's, man, kudos to you for that, brother. So
Man,
let me
God
ask you.
willing.
Then I'll go ahead. No. You say what you're
I'm
gonna
about
say.
to say, God willing, man, I get a #1 single, man. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
that would be, man, that'll be awesome, bro. But it'll come. It'll
Yeah,
come
for sure. I
because you're
believe.
already in that space, and it'll come to have that #1 single. Man,
I
that'll be
receive.
dope. That'll be
I
dope,
receive.
brother. I ain't no prophet, but that'll be dope. That'll be dope. Man, so talk about because I see you do videos on YouTube, right? And you're showing your creation process and things like that. So kind of just talk about your philosophy behind how you create music.
Man, it's more of a feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm really big on feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily try to, like, one thing somebody hit me up earlier and was talking about they appreciate that, everything that I've been doing on my live. And even to know that, like, even when I'm creating these ideas, sometimes I'll stop myself. So like you don't necessarily have to finish the ideas neither. But as long as you get it started, to where it sounds good enough to where when you get in the room with, whatever artist, you can play that idea, you can always build it up in the post. So now it's just more or less about, getting the idea started and rolling and to inspire somebody to write something too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things,
Yeah, having feeling behind it, because I find sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, this ain't working the way I wanted to, man. Forget it. Why I
Yeah,
want to make this?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can get
yeah. I
super
try not to
frustrated.
be technical. I try not to be technical,
Mm,
bro, because that's when you
mm,
trip up, bro. When you overthink it and overanalyze it just it don't hit,
mm-hmm.
like it should, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. From an honesty, transparency perspective, I think sometimes when you sit down to make a song, it should just come to you, and you should already have all the pieces, and you should be good. Because the reason why I sometimes get that in my head, I don't know why, but it's because of the society that we live in today. You hear about, I made 10 beats today, and it's like,
Yeah,
I made a drum loop today. That was all I did, or I
yeah,
just put down the keys today. But you made 10? Dang.
yeah.
And sometimes it kind of make you feel bad, but
It
sometimes
does.
taking your time with it is what's truly needed. That
Yeah,
whole, the whole debate people have, quality versus quantity, and should you make 10 beats in a day, and you know, but I've actually sat and watched, some of your videos even before I even wanted to have you as a guest on the show, and just started
so,
seeing some of the techniques that you use and how you really sit and make music and think about those ideas and concepts and the instrumentation that you use, because I do find sometimes that I get too technical. Like I was making something before this interview, and I just didn't like this one clap, and I was going through like a million claps just to find just to find that right one. I'm like,
yeah,
ugh. I was like, you know what? Option save. Let me go do something else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It's a process, bro. But it's
Mm-hmm.
I try. It took a lot of learning to get to that point, bro. And even watching
Mm.
S, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing S will say, man, if it's not resonating with you, so it's okay to move on to another idea, man. So
Mm.
that's definitely one of the things that I picked up from him, being in sessions and watching and learning, and as well as other people. My homie Cal
Mm-hmm.
Banks, he definitely, you know what I'm saying? He definitely one of the type of people where his things, he ain't spending too much time on making no beat. He gonna get out,
Mm.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
idea he can get out, and if the artist, if it connects with the artist, then it connects with the artist. But he's not forcing it at all.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where you run into issues is where you're trying to force the music, and you should just let the music just breathe. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. So for you, right? We've been talking a lot about the different things, but I do want to ask you for yourself, what have been some of your biggest challenges, and what did you learn from some of those, or what did you do? What did you do to overcome some of those challenges?
Mm. I say some of my biggest challenges is self-sabotage. Like even in the process of getting in these rooms and being around a lot of this great talent, it became a thing to where sometimes I didn't feel worthy to be in those rooms. You know what I mean? And I had this imposter syndrome, or it's like somebody gonna figure me out, or what I'm saying, the jig is up type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that was definitely a challenge that I'm still working through. You know what I'm saying, to this day,
Mm.
feeling worthy and um, being present while I'm in those spaces with those people, and learning to get out of my mind so that I don't make it to where I don't progress forward. That self
Mm.
sabotage is a thing, bro, where it can really hinder your career from growing
Mm-hmm.
where you should be if your mindset is not in the right space.
Mm. Yeah, excuse me for that, but yeah,
Yeah,
man, that's powerful because I don't think a lot of people think about how they may be self-sabotaging themselves. And
mm-hmm.
it could be with negative thoughts that they have. It could be the mindset that they have. It could be how they approach certain situations. But self-sabotage, it's I don't want to say it's funny to hear. It is. It's funny to hear you say, but not in a laughter type of way, like haha.
Yeah,
But like I think a lot of people face that self-sabotage,
yeah,
feeling like they are worthy enough to kind of be in this position or in these rooms with the
oh yeah,
people you find yourself in these rooms with.
yeah, man.
And the music you gotta let your music speak for itself. At
Yes.
least that's personally for me. Because you said that one of the things that you did for your brand was that you was consistent and you built this relationship with S1. Well, what if your music was trash? You know what I'm saying? And you were trying to build this relationship with S1, and it's like,
Right.
you're a cool dude, but that music though is like, You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like you got to be dope and you got to be an amazing person, and your music has to also be top tier type,
caliber. Yeah,
music. Yeah, it got to be caliber music, and I think those go hand in hand. But man, yeah, I think that's something that everybody faces is that, am I worthy enough? Am I good enough? Am
yeah.
I good enough to be in this space? I see all these. Now I'll tell you, honestly, there's people out there that I know way better producers than I am.
No, yeah.
Kill it. Like I don't know how to play a single. I don't know how to play keys. Right? That's
Me
people know
neither, man.
that. People know that if they watch the show. They be like, yeah, Bvon don't know how to play keys because he'll
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
Right? But they got programs that'll play chords for me though.
Heck yeah, bro. Thank God. You know what I'm
thank
saying?
God for the. Thank God for
Cthulhu,
that.
bro.
'Cause,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? All of it. Unison pack. Hey, you know what I'm
Unison. Hey,
saying? All,
that Unison MIDI pack though. Hey,
with it.
I like
I'm with it,
scalar,
bro.
like that scalar too.
Yeah,
But
scalar. Yeah, yeah.
yep, don't get it twisted. Like I'll press a button and get a whole seven diminished chord out of that. Like
Nah, for real, bro.
for real, I will.
Yeah,
But I mean, I know there's guys out there super talented, super crazy talented, but there's a piece missing that they don't have that takes them to that next level, or there's a relationship that they don't have that takes them to
yeah,
the next level. And I think if people have the ability to kind of recognize what that is and kind of work on that, that will put them in that position and then maybe they'll have a different mindset to say, I am good enough to be in this role. I am good enough to be where I am. Yeah, man, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah,
I think that's incredible. I think that's incredible.
for sure. And
Yeah.
that's definitely like, man, feeding yourself
Mm-hmm.
positive, things, bro. Making sure you watch what put a limit on what you watch in terms of negative stuff, man. Or,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, speaking negatively to yourself, bro. You got to be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself, bro, and speak life over yourself, man. And that'll be what help you get through in these situations to where, when you're fighting with yourself in terms of what
Mm-hmm.
you at those moments, what I'm saying, you won't be overcome by those negative feelings or thoughts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Man, whew. Look, I ain't even pressed this button yet, but people need to know. We've been dropping these this entire time, and I've been so focused on dropping gems with Lonestarr Muzik that let me just give
Hey,
you the
man.
gem. Let me just give you the gem sounds, because we just been dropping gems this entire time.
Hey, man.
But man, so let me ask you. So, what advice would you give anybody trying to get into this whole music industry?
Mm. Um, One thing I learned from the homie, really everybody, but more or less from the homie Cal Banks, man, relationships are worth more than the money. You know what I'm saying? The people that you connect with and, build with, in the long run, those are the people that you're going to grow and have healthy careers with, man. So just respecting that. It's not always about a check, but if you connected with the right people and you stand good with the right people, you're going to be taken care of in the long run.
Yeah, and I think, man,
Yeah, man.
hey, relationships is the key to everything, because we work with people and through people. Like,
Yep.
oh my goodness, like people need to understand that it is about relationships, and if you can sustain those effective relationships over time, man, it's
Good.
and it, yeah, it may not pop off in the very beginning,
Mm-mm.
but if you sustain and keep it up, it's gonna you are gonna reap some reward from it. It's just the natural progression of how things play out, is that you're gonna reap some type of reward from it. Whether it's having a good friendship for a long time with somebody that's an amazing person, which may never equate to music,
Yeah.
but I guess the person has to decide what do they really want out of that situation. But man, it's the world is so transactional. This music industry is so transactional. It's I think people are just in it just to try to get what they can get out of it, and I don't think I can't say a lot of people don't care about the relationships, but most people that I see don't really care about the relationship. They're all about,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
It's the
give me the money.
opportunities. You're just trying to get
Mm-hmm.
to whatever level that they're trying to get to, man. And it's it's
That's
it's,
right.
it's sad. It's sad, man. But
Mm-hmm.
that don't mean they ain't gonna get as far as they go far too.
They go far
You know what I'm saying?
too.
That's one thing I had to learn, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though everybody don't move a certain way, that doesn't dictate the trajectory of their career. They can grow and be the biggest
Yep.
thing on earth, man.
Yep. Now I
So
mean I want to deal with you as a person. Like we
yeah,
ain't
no,
hanging out.
definitely not. But
We ain't hanging
yeah,
out, you know what I'm saying, playing Call of Duty or nothing like that. But
yeah,
you
man.
can still
Success has
progress.
no picks and chooses, man.
It
Success
sure
has no
don't.
picks and chooses, but it's even sweeter when you're
Mm.
operating and moving from a good space, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Man, so what's next for Lonestarr Muzik? What's next for you, brother?
Man, I can't call it, man. I'm really just waking up, man. I'm thankful, and it's crazy because I literally just survived a crazy car accident Sunday on my birthday, man.
Bro, I know.
So yeah, man. Me and my cousin, man, it was a wild experience. So, man, I'm just thankful and grateful to be alive, bro. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so, I don't know what the future holds because I definitely couldn't have called that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I ain't
Right.
see that coming. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
man, whatever God got in store for me, man, I'm open and I'm ready to, and willing to receive anything that He has in store for me. So I can't call it. I'm just waking up every day and making sure that I show up and do, and sow the seeds that I can, sow and keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's what's up. I saw when you went, I think you did a IG live of your story, and I saw that car. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I was like,
It
oh
was
my
crazy.
goodness. Yeah.
It was
Oh,
crazy. It was crazy,
crazy.
man. Like the wild part about it, like before it actually happened, a friend of mine had texted me 35 and alive. And those were the words
Mm,
that came out of my mouth as the accident happened. You know what I'm saying? Like 35 and
wow.
alive. So I literally spoke life, you know what I'm saying, in that moment. And
Wow.
fam, I didn't even have on no seatbelt, fam. That's what's crazy.
Oh, dang.
I didn't
Hey,
have on no
you
seatbelt,
gotta wear that seatbelt, brother.
right?
I be
I learned now.
click.
I learned now for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's yeah,
Mm,
man. We're blessed to be here, bro. We're blessed
yeah.
to be here, man.
Yeah.
I don't
Man,
take
I
it for
wake up.
granted.
I wake up every day, and every day's a blessing to just be alive, to be functioning, to be on this earth, to be able to see my kids, to be able to see my wife, and just enjoy life with them. And you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, I'm trying to be alive for a long time. I done told the
Facts.
Lord. I done told the Lord. People on the show know, me in a relationship with the Lord. I be telling the Lord, like, Lord, I'm trying to live for a long time. Like, I don't know what plans you got, but I'm trying to be alive for a long time. Like that's.
That's good.
I'm trying to see my grandkids. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like, yes.
Facts.
But man, brother,
Experience life fully, bro.
experience life fully. Like there's so much I want to do. My kids are, pretty much grown, and they about to. Well, I don't think they're gonna get out the house, but they pretty much grown, which means
So,
me and the wife can go on, to Cancun and go to overseas, and they can go
yeah,
do
man.
what they need to do.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
looking forward to really living a wild and crazy life with the wife.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I
You
don't
you
know your
deserve it,
plans.
bro.
I don't know
You
your
deserve
plans,
it.
but right, man. Yes,
Deserve
I think we all deserve it, man. I think we all deserve to live our best life and
it. Indeed.
to just really do the things that we really need to do. So, but man, brother, man, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you, man. And oh
Man,
my
thank
goodness,
you for
man,
having
one
me,
of these
bro.
days we got to do this again.
Yes,
Like I said,
indeed.
yeah, man. And this ain't gonna be the end because I'm gonna be hitting you up on Instagram like, hey, what's good, bro? How you doing today, right?
Hey,
like,
man.
I don't make so many friends and relationships just by interviewing people, man. It's been crazy. But
Yeah, man. Keep in touch, bro, for
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
man.
for sure, for sure.
Anytime,
Yeah, one day I'll come to Dallas and come and hang out with all y'all down there,
bro.
and
Pull up.
yep.
Pull up,
So
man. Hopefully, when Earth go back, when Earth get back regular, man. Like
right,
this is crazy right
they need
now,
to
but
hurry
yeah,
up. They need to
especially in
hurry up.
Texas. They now they got it where you ain't even got to wear a mask, bro. I don't know
Ah,
what to
bruh.
do, but yeah, bro.
Yeah, I read that. I read that. Y'all governor tripping.
Yeah, then
But
gonna roll off in a wheelchair with the mask on afterwards. Like he wild, bro.
wow, and I don't get it. But I'm like, I don't care what you do, but I know I'm gonna be masked up, right? No mask off today, mask
Yeah,
on.
man.
But brother, it's been a pleasure, man. Tell people where they can find you and how they can connect with you.
Cool, man. So on all social medias, it's Lonestarr Muzik. That's LONESTARRMUZIK. So yeah, just follow me on all social media platforms under that. You can find me anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And get a chance, make sure you check out the stuff he does on his YouTube. I mean, he's giving you some great production techniques and tips, and you get to see inside his process and what he's doing because he's screen sharing, right? He's screen sharing
Yeah,
his DAW and showing you what he uses and how he uses, manipulate samples and all that.
yeah.
Like I know, I watched, right? So,
Thank you,
but
man. Thank you,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. I subscribed, you know what I'm saying? I'm a subscriber. And
Hey, I appreciate
yeah,
that.
hey, look, trust me, bro. We all need as many subscribers as we can because
Yes,
YouTube
indeed,
is a hard platform to grow. Oh my
bro.
gosh,
It is,
yeah,
man.
it's hard, but yeah, make sure y'all check that out as well. And so, brother, stick around for a moment while I close this out, and then
Cool.
we'll chat a couple minutes after, before we dismiss. So give me one
Yeah.
moment, let me close it out. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I hope you enjoyed that interview with my man Lonestarr Muzik. and just really looking at his journey and the things that he's been through and all those gems that we've been dropping. Make sure you come back and you listen to this. Make sure you share this with other people as well. But as you always know, you can always check us out every Monday and every Thursday. All of our live interviews that we do here on We Create Music TV at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have guests on from all walks of life in this music industry: music producers, artists, singers, songwriters, A&Rs, music executives, a ton of stuff, right? And so make sure you check us out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. That helps us to make this content available to music creators. Make sure you hit the like bell, the notification bell, to get notified when we drop new content. Make sure you check out our masterclass series on our YouTube channel. Yeah, you hear this every Monday and Thursday. So go check it out. Make sure to subscribe. I think I just mentioned that already, but make sure to subscribe, right? It's hard. It's hard out here for a brother trying to grow the YouTube channel. But I appreciate everybody who tunes in. I love all of y'all. Greatly appreciate it. And once again, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.